Farm animals might be loose this week. I'm ZP here at Jason Kaplan, and we're going to be watching the GOATs take on bye week. The GOATs, of course, one of the big stories here of the Overwatch Beat Invitational, a team that brought their way up through the open division, one of the teams heading into contenders trials, and definitely a story to watch here so far. Bye week, of course, a team trying to defend their spot, stay in contenders, and level up their game all the same. And they also have some pretty aggressive Reinhardt play.
I got a question for you, ZP.
Uh-oh.
I know we spent, a good couple weeks in Colorado together. You were doing contenders. I was doing the Overwatch Premier Series. And I know you got taken by Monte Cristo to a interesting restaurant, is what I'll call it, with special animals there to eat. Can you just enlighten us on what you did have there? What you did try?
Okay, so what I ended up having there was the buffalo steak, and what I ended up realizing after having this buffalo meat is that it was very lean, it wasn't very fatty, and at the end of it, I was wishing that I had a normal steak. The flavor was not there. I did not go with the 3 meat plate that some other people did, where say that Golden Boy had like the elk, the buffalo, and something else that was gamey with
Kangaroo,
it.
or is it alligator?
No, it wasn't in
Okay.
Australia. We're not, we haven't gone that far, guys. It's Great American West, but it was an interesting restaurant. I definitely would go again. The
I bring it
atmosphere
up.
was great.
I bring it up for the reason of this. Would you, ZP, eat a goat?
I'll try anything once. If goat meat is edible and it's decent,
All right.
absolutely.
I mean, I was in France like last week, and I had snails, escargot. Absolutely disgusting. I hated it, but I tried it.
It wasn't a thing where you just got over the appearance and you're just like, it tasted good. Didn't think.
Well, I got peer pressured into it.
One thing that I will admit that I was a coward on is that I was in Taipei late last year, and I gotta tell you, Jason, I didn't have the stinky tofu. It was offered to me. It was right in front of my face, and I declined. I did not bite into that tofu.
I don't know who would with the name Stinky in it. It makes no sense.
I mean, it's a pungent smell, but apparently it's an acquired taste. But I don't do well with acquired taste. So I'm just more like, why would you do this to yourself?
Well, some people do. And right now we're on King's Row, and we know the Brits have some interesting things to eat with blood pudding, but I don't think either team's going to be having those. Apparently Tifa likes stinky tofu. But anyways, we do have on the defense, will be again JKW and crew here, as bye week is looking to buy themselves through into the winner or the loser bracket finals. Keep in mind, Envision are waiting for their opponents, and we're going to see the GOATs if they can roam free here on King's Row, where there's no grass at all. But they have been playing fantastic, especially I'd say like Gator and Kaluge have been playing really well together, the tank lineup.
There's no grass anywhere in the Overwatch world. Every piece of grass you see is fake. That we've ruined the world that much. Probably not, but it's my headcanon for now, and I'm sticking with it.
Well, you don't see any animals, right? Because the fish are fake in Lijiang Tower.
Yeah, I don't actually know. People probably eat some sort of mechanically processed gruel. It's actually the grim reality, and I've used that phrase twice now. I'm throwing it away. Not throwing away like the player that is now a coach, but whatever. Wow, that got
Here we
dark.
go. Yeah,
That got dark. That was not intentional. Bye week though. All sets. Lipa in the back on the Hanzo.
Again, they're running the triple tank setup with the speed boost in. So again, wanting to be very, very brawly. Sure, Shoys might get overwhelmed, but he gets super aggressive with the charge, and a bio grenade hits him at the same time. So he gets the extra healing from that. And he's actually been able to survive for now, but he's on 1 HP, and there's almost no way he's going to continue to live here. That was a super aggressive charge.
Yeah, you lose 2 people early on. The offense now gets everything they want. Gator's just going to saunter on forward, and it doesn't really matter what you do from that. Leafa's still alive, but okay, 37 HP, your entire team's dead. Yeah, you can't do anything. This is likely going to be a super quick take. The offense was looking for a few extra staggering kills, but it feels like it would be a bad idea for the defense to go back in, but they do have the nano boost here, Jason. I think they might go for it. Here comes Shearshoy. Nano boosted in, and shattered, and probably dead. No, he built the shatter of zone, drops 4! Shearshoy doesn't go down here just yet, but now he does, and it still doesn't work out.
Got so excited because he had a big shatter, but there's no real backup there, and that will be the point being taken. And the GOATs are looking to charge forward. I might have made a major mistake, by the way, when talking about GOATs. Aren't lambs GOATs?
What?
Are lambs goats, or are they sheep?
I
What are
don't-
lambs?
Lambs
I don't know.
are goats.
Okay, lambs are sheep. All right. Woo. Because people started talking about in chat, never had like a gyros before, and gyros, like there's lamb gyros, and I didn't know if lamb was a goat or a sheep. Anyways, moving on past that, we do have the rally come up in a second. No worries, ZP, you can move past it. We don't need to talk about it anymore.
No!
They have a Graviton Surge as well, and a self-destruct. This is going to be hard to combat because they have no support ultimates on the defending side to deal with it.
Goat's looking for it. There's the Graviton. Kalush was looking for the self-destruct, but doesn't have to. Sit Brigida's his way right on in. Swings that rocket flail, and that's all the fall through they needed. But Jason, really?
Well, Sure does have Shatter, and we've already seen him hit a fatty shatty so far in this map. Can he do it again, though, is the real question. He's going to need to be sped in. There's no Zenyatta being played at all in this match. I think this is literally the first match we've had that happen.
Oh, man. Okay, we're just not going to talk about it, I guess. That is a taunting one as Earth Shatter coming in from the Goats. Gator patrolling the non-waters of King's Row, slams the hammer, and the Goats setting an absolutely electric time going forward here. Man, right now, it just feels like Bi-Week doesn't know what they're doing. Similar to the confusion that one has when you think a lamb is a goat.
I don't know what you're talking about. All I'm talking about now is the Graviton Dragon Strike combo that's coming for Leafa and Capo. This is finally what they can do to stop this push coming through. But then again, you gotta be careful. Kalush could be there. He could potentially eat it. Capo comes in the back and it's eaten! Kalush is a hungry man!
Why would you try that? Capo, more like Kappa in the moment. Meanwhile, watching down on the other side, Capo is regretting his life decisions as Diva takes him to town, punches him right in the gut. Kalush not having any of that. Hungry boy indeed, as the Goats pretty easily gonna walk their way on forward.
Oh dear lord, what's going on here? JKW's trying to stall on the backside of Lucio. He will eventually fall. They're going to continue to push through. They have a Shadow coming up. They have Rally. Use that Rally now. What are you doing? Get this Rally off. Get the armor. Get the HP stacked up for your team.
Kalush moving forward. They're going to rally and look.
Oh, he gets knocked off!
Oh no! Well, they still got a little bit of Rally armor there. Rally to me. Just don't follow me into the pit. Brigida's final word 2018, but the Graviton follow through from Wavy is there. Blinking, you missed it. The Goats might have equipped Sonic's shoes in this match because never seen Goats move quite that fast.
What the? All right.
Jason, this is your doctor reaching out to you through your fever dream. Everything after you've said that lambs are goats hasn't been real. None of this has been real. You didn't just witness an Overwatch match. You're just wondering what's going on. You've been in a coma for 18 years.
I'm catching up to Twitch chat right now, and they're like, "Guys, are chickens cows?" Jason Capalam. All right.
You know what? Look, I had my failure at rhyming yesterday, and now we just get to question your basic knowledge of farmyard animals, Jason. That's just the way it goes. Like, now you're the one on the hot seat. You know what you can also roast? You can roast lamb. It's actually pretty good.
You can also roast human. I've never had it, but doesn't mean I want to try it.
We're not going to talk about long pig here. That is not appropriate for stream.
All right. Well, that was an insanely fast time, honestly, for the side of Goats. I mean, they're called the Goats for some reason, and they're proven to be the greatest of all time on Kings Row at the moment. That time, I don't think you can even like prepare to beat something like that. 428. They didn't lose a single fight.
No, that is a very quick time on Kings Row. But look, right now you look at Bi-Week, I look to Shearshoy. He has a rocket hammer. He has a dream. That's what he has right now, Jason. And that hammer should be hitting the ground.
Go on.
I don't have any more for that. You're supposed to pick up after this.
I mean, he said he had a dream, and I'm like, all right, well, what's the dream, ZP?
It's a simple dream. He's not dreaming big.
He's a simple man. He sees a shatter, he goes for it.
Some people like to achieve their dreams. But 10% ult charge already. Bi-Week, not really wasting a lot of time. They're just going to try and power their way on some point. Shearshoy well protected in the back. And just a sticky step, but going to get stunned. Getting pushed back. The defense now pushing back in, but it's Moira keeping Bi-Week healed up and in the moment. And look, JKW already at 55%. Gator ends up falling. It's an overextension by the defense here. And Bi-Week now in a good position to start applying the pressure even deeper. Shearshoy 50%, and the defense is in full retreat.
I'm still not getting the Moira Ana combo. out of bye week here. They're starting to get some percent. They won't get the full cap just yet. They finally have gotten Gator back into fight. They have a Coalescence to push in with. Coalescence, JKW will be up in a second. Kluge is going to push directly in. He looks for Pizza Demon, forces their grenade onto him, but Kluge will be desuited.
Meanwhile, Shearshoy builds up the Earth Shatter, gonna let it loose, and it's a big one. Knocks down 3, nano boost for good measure. And the big part there, look at his ult charge. Yes, he's falling through his own Earth Shatter, but he's at 43%, so that's pretty big coming out here from bye week.
So leave it to him to make me look bad now for saying his shatters have been lackluster over today and yesterday, because he did have a very good shatter there when they're all clumped up together. Gets him that first point, and he's built up, like I said, another 50% already into a second.
You know, if I was Shearshoy, if bye week wins this tournament, I would treat myself, using those winnings, to a great lamb dinner. That's what I would do.
Okay. Billy and Jimmy, don't
All
mind.
right.
Rally up for Sid again. Rally, he sits on these rallies, funny enough, a really long time. I expected to use it earlier on. He's not going to use it here. That'd be a complete waste. Or does he? No, he goes down. He doesn't use it. Shearshoy gets a double kill.
Not only gets a double kill, builds up the Shatter at the same time. Bye week having some momentum of their own. It's still not faster than what we saw from Goats, but my goodness, the Goats are having some trouble finding their footing, to put it mildly, as bye week now, still pretty quick. 420 left as they move into the apex of second point.
I don't know why Sid's been sitting on these rallies so long. He did it on the attack as well. Like, he waited till they were going to be engaged upon before using it. Most of the times I see it's used preemptively just to get the armor stack up there. So you have like a bigger force to attack with. But here we go again, sitting on it, use it on the engagement. Dragon Strike comes through. The counter Shatter comes in.
Shatter doesn't really do much that time around for Shearshoy. Now gonna go forward under heavy pressure, but getting healed up. JKW, the stream of healing, keeping Shearshoy alive. Both teams still pretty good here, but there's the rally up. Shearshoy take it to the limit. This time he's down. Gator gets the pin he's looking for. Now, speaking of Earth Shatter's Gator, about to get an Earth Shatter of his own. Gut slapped, but it's fine. Enough for down. Goats can hold back, but they're hunting down the survivors. There's no quarter.
Kluge gets himself the double, and they will shove them back. They're not going to get backdoored either, so they will be very careful about that. Actually going to retreat away. Wavy's going to have his Graviton Surge. Sid's going to have another rally when he just had it in the last fight. They have so many ultimates to use here, ZP. No combo just yet. Leafa's getting very close. But I would imagine if you have Rally and you have Transcendence, and I think even at Lucio in there, you can't burst through the Transcendence combo with all of that, right? I'm honestly not sure. I would imagine you can't, though.
I wouldn't think so. Early Earth Shatter from Gator, not going to do much of anything. Shearshoy there on the block. Sits up, uses the rally. They're going to dive in off the Graviton, and that is madness. Everyone going to get taken down. And, you know, Gator might have just wasted his Earth Shatter, but guess what? Swing the hammer that many times with people in the grab, you're up at 65%. Why not?
Well, again, Sid used Rally when they engaged, and now you have, what, Kimba with no armor, Tensa with no armor. I don't know. Maybe I actually, honestly, I could be completely wrong since she's so new, and maybe I'm just not sure of how to play her. But the times that I have seen it's been used way earlier than that, not when you're actually engaged in a fight. I don't think it's gonna come back to home that much, but this Graviton could be big. Oh, the Shatter with the stun!
Oh, knocks down one. Let's Gator going a little bit deeper. Getting supported while he goes in. Wavy on the follow through, and a little bit of a pin to Pizza Demon to cap it all off the Goats. Once more, stopping bye week in their tracks. And bye week, they were sending a good time here, Jason, but now they're a bit in the doldrums. Yeah,
and they get recycled. Kluge is going to need to hit a big self-destruct here. They still have Transcendence, which is just waiting for this combo to come in. Sit not close to a rally, unfortunately. And Tensa's getting close to a Sound Barrier, and that, again, Sound Barrier Transcendence might be enough to actually help them tank this ultimate. There's a Graviton, only hits 2, it hits the tanks, Transcendence been used. Sound Barrier not going to be there, they're trying to heal through it, and they're not able to, because the extra damage coming through out of Shearshoy and Waifu.
Shearshoy just throws in the pin casually off the fall through, and look, the Graviton set that up. Bye week was right there on the fall through, and now they're well set up as they go once more to the apex of point B. But never forget, they were almost there to begin with, and this payload actually went really far back.
Well, let's see. I think they what? Maybe? No, they're not gonna have a chance to cross. They're gonna have a chance to contest it again. Wavy's getting close, 65% on the grab. Gator as well, getting closer to the Shatter. Shearshoy, can you come up big? Can you hit the Shatter that your team needs, that your team deserves here?
Minute 58, the other team's pressured, and oh, there it is once more. 4 people down to the Earth Shatter. Shearshoy once more with a big one. Walter wasn't there. Gator slams him back into the wall. Was that a teabag I just saw? I'm not even sure. Gator slammed the hammer of his own accord, and the Goats hold bye week back once more.
Well, they've been able to hold on. I'm actually really surprised Wavy's going to fall, but he does get his grab in time, and they're going to recycle them another moment here. Capo only at 60% on his Graviton. Leafa's just waiting. I don't think he has the opportunity to wait anymore. He's just going to have to go for it. He's going to have to go for a freehand Dragon Strike. There's no Shatter to combo with. There's really not much they can do here, especially when there's speed on the other team. They can run away from the Dragon a lot easier.
I mean, what we can do here, they can pre-rally, move in, hope the Dragon does a little bit of work, but it's still going to be pretty difficult as you look at Wavy right now. Has the Graviton Surge, has a lot of power to turn this fight.
Kimbo, what are you doing?
Oh, there's the Graviton. Graviton in here early, and Dragon from the other side. Wavy doesn't care, just going to dive on in, follows up his own grab, gets Pizza Demon out of the fight immediately. And with that one-man advantage, it goes spread out just a little bit, but they're very healthy right now. Got full benefit from that rally, and now it comes down to Capo. Capo, gonna have to Graviton here in lower numbers, gets 3 in the grab, and Leafa there on the fall through, takes down 2. And this might not be it for bye week, but it's coming very, very close.
Blue's just gonna have a self-destruct. He's gonna use it to buy more time, waiting for the reinforcements to get there. Sure does finish him off before he can remech though. It looks like finally they will be able to cross the line, but again, being forced into overtime, having no time left. Pizza Demon even switched over to Soldier here, just try to get back in time, so he's gonna lose any 0% he would have had. And Akimbo, he will have Transcendence. That whole mess started because Akimbo got caught and he died to Leafa. That could have been a different story. He would have had Trance in the fight. They could have won it right there, but now being punished, being pressured. Sure looking for another Shatter.
There's the Dragon moving on in. Bye week immediately capitalizing. Soundbear keeping them nice and healthy in the moment. Leafa focusing on tanks here in the back. The defense so starting to power on through the other way. Wavy awfully charged up. Low HP, finally gonna fall, but it's still Leafa in the back. No one's dealing with them. He's dealing consistent damage, but it is a slog right now as bye week. They need to finish this with time left on the clock.
And they have 40 seconds to do so. And look at the stall coming in out of Kalush. She's just constantly going in, backing away. Gets healed up by Sid time and time again. That's going to be a Graviton. It's going to be actually a really good Graviton on Kappa. It's the second 1 in 2 fight. And it will get them some distance, but will it get them across the finish line? I don't know, ZP. Gator's going to have Shatter again. They're going to have Grab out of Wavy. And somehow Akimbo's almost winning this duel against Capo.
Wavy holding onto the Graviton in the back. Goats looking to take this map outright right now. Holds the grab. Early Dragon for the offense. Wavy doesn't care. Drops the grab through the Dragon. And Goats just gonna roll on in. But I don't know if the fall through is there. Instead, no, they get stunned on the other end. The Nano boosted Hanzo holds them back. Leafa has no fear. And bye week. Here's the issue, Jason. Time is up. They weren't able to get here in time. Yeah, they're gonna complete the map here most likely. Sure, you sleep the Reinhardt and kill him, but they don't get another attack. They have to hold for 4.5 minutes and not give up a tick to get a draw. It's gonna be pretty hard.
This is crazy to me, considering, like, back when I was casting Overwatch more consistently, you didn't hardly ever see matches like this happen, where one team would finish with, like, a massive time bank and the other team would finish in overtime. They'd be a lot more balanced, where both teams would finish with time left and they'd have a second attack, but this is like the 3rd or 4th time we've seen this over these 2 days, where one team has a chance to attack and the other doesn't. And it's not, like, just a chance. It's not like 1 minute. It's not like 2 minutes. It's been 3 or more.
Yeah, it's right now, this is not a position you ever want to be in. And I mean, truth be told, it's also a testament to how defenses have gotten better over time, right? Where I would say that seeing holds is more common nowadays in Overwatch. It's not the era where offense usually could get things through, even on a map like Kings Row, where at one point, even a very unfavored team could go to distance against a better team in a lot of circumstances. Well, not so much the case anymore. And now you look to the Goats. All the Goats have to do is get 1 tick in 4.5 minutes. It's pretty achievable.
It's very achievable. I'd be more disappointed than out of them than impressed by the defending team by bye week. Because if you can't capture a third in 4.5 minutes, you don't deserve to win that map at all.
No, and I mean, look, you think about how many ways you can game it and just saving up ultimates and putting your opponent in nearly no-win situations. This should be a capture by Goats, regardless if it takes 2 or 3 minutes. Bye week, gonna try and hold strong. Early stun to Shushua. He's getting isolated down. Super Dovin on the other side. He's down immediately, and that's a very good start here for Goats as they just look for that 1 tick.
Yeah, and they're about to get it here too. They keep everyone away from contesting. Sensei gets a nice boop at the end. And there we go. First map of best of 3 is now over.
Disclaimer, Dovin is not a word. I did not make that a word.
Dovin?
It just... Oh, Okay, you know what? Yeah, I'll take it. I actually, in my head, it was like Doven is a D-O-V-E-N, but people come and says Dove. God, why have I outed myself?
It's a conjunction. It's a conjunction, right? Doven. Even apostrophe N. Jimmy and Billy.
Jimmy and Billy. Always rhyming. Always rhyming. You know what Jimmy and Billy's favorite meal is? Lamb and goat. Same
Sounds
animal.
like a good combo to me. You know, put some tzatziki on that. Maybe some goat cheese. Sounds great.
It does sound very Mediterranean now that I think about it.
Maybe some hummus. That'd be oof. See, now I'm getting hungry.
No,
I
no,
just
I'm
ate.
getting hungry. Why are you doing this to me?
It reminds me of what we had at Contenders before. Was it the Mediterranean stuff with like hummus, falafel?
Yeah.
Oh,
Carbon would order that regularly.
carbon fed as well.
They alternated between the Mediterranean place and a little bit too much Chipotle. Like, I think the Chipotle amount was a bit much, but whatever. Chipotle's Chipotle. I only.
Ladies and gentlemen, can someone in the chat please clip that? ZP just said you could have too much Chipotle. What?
Yes.
You could never have too much Chipotle.
Okay, what year are you in? If you're back in 2010, then yeah, fine. You cannot have more or too much Chipotle. In 2018, yeah, I think you can. I think you can.
Just lost respect for you today, ZP.
You know, it's fine. I'm not sure that. You know what? Let's focus on the game, which is that.
Yeah, because we're going to Dorado.
Yeah, Dorado, which has been more of a lopsided map than not so far, where we've seen one team basically take control and the other team just kind of get rolled over. Hoping it's a little bit more even between these two here.
I think I would actually bet that Dorado probably, if you look at all the maps, is probably most likely to have a Chipotle.
Well, I will tell you this much. Lumerico Co. does take good care of its citizens. And if the citizens wanted the Chipotle, I think they would reach out to Chipotle headquarters and really leverage the Lumerico Co. brand to get the Chipotle out here.
Don't tell me was it Adobo? Was that the place it was called? What was the other? What was
Qdoba?
Qdoba. Yeah, don't tell me you're a Qdoba guy. Like their burritos were eh.
No, not really. Also, not.
But you know what goes good, by the way, with the Chipotle burrito? Some Soylent. Make sure you go check that out today. Also, a SSD out of Plex Store, or maybe some new headphones out of Sennheiser, so you can't hear yourself eat. And of course, you can also be tuning in onto some Twitch, watching some streams with your AMD.
Jason, isn't the point of Soylent to replace a meal? Like, aren't you kind of doubling up if you go to and have a burrito and then you have Soylent on top of it? Isn't that supposed to be like an either or thing?
I mean, should large drinks be bucket-sized?
Yes, especially in America.
No.
Bucket-sized with unlimited refills. If it doesn't have enough...
Why would you need an unlimited refill at a bucket size?
Because I need more sugar.
I wonder if you... No, whatever. Dorado's coming up. We got the... Well, Clutch sitting on, at the moment, Doomfist. That's not going to be happening. But we got the hook combo with Halt. Yet again, I was just showing Waifu. I do like that a ton. But it seems like Goats want to commit to this with the Moira and the Lucio. They wouldn't just speed into you and force a fight.
Yeah, it does seem to be something that's going to be fairly aggro from Goats here. We've seen teams... Well, no, not anymore. Now, even though they're running Lucio, it's not going to be something that can easily get on the high ground. This is clearly set up more so for the ground game, where they want to take this lower archway on Courtyard. Meanwhile, the defense, I'm not even sure they're going to try and fight until Courtyard, so this might work out pretty well for the Goats.
Yeah, I don't think there's really a reason to, especially the way they're set up here. Obviously going to be going for the Courtyard defense, but it's the hooks. I think Reinhardt's a good counter to it. The problem is keeping a shield up against this team is very difficult. Obviously, the size of the shield blocks out the hooks when you do get halted in, so that's your win. But how long can you keep your shield alive, Gator? That's the tough part.
Well, we'll see. The shield battle is definitely in play right now. Bye week, giving up quite a bit of ground here in the Courtyard. They've had the backup a huge amount already. Trying to heal up the poke damage gone in. Gator almost goes a little bit too deep, and he does go too deep. He's not able to get away, and suddenly Bye week, they can turn the tables entirely, and they do. They're going to rush right back into the Ghosts. They're going to remove them from the point. They bent, but they did not break.
They do a decent hold here. I was actually expecting to be overwhelmed. Like the Diva and the Zarya, it facilitates Gator's shield, like keeping it alive for... Well, I'd probably like the best combo you can have to actually keep it alive, having the bubbles to put your shield down and eat damage for. But you have to be careful. The hooks that a Waifu haven't started to land yet. But Waifu's been a very solid player over the last 2 days.
Capo gonna open things up here with the Dragon Strike. What a shot! Picks the Zarya out of midair after the Dragon, and Bye week easily gonna hold on here. once more. And look, again, it feels like they're kind of daring Goats to dive on deep with this Lucio players. Like, fine, we'll handle the dive. We'll back up a little bit. We'll pick off one player, and we'll counter dive right into you.
And Leaf is going to have a tire as well to use. I don't know, this is going to be tough. Goats are definitely struggling here. This obviously wasn't their map choice. But their comp that they've been using, it's pretty much just been their bread and butter. Just using the 3 tanks, the 3 support setup, pushing straight through. Tire comes in. The Tire can do some serious work. Leaf come over the top, gets 2.
Leaf once more making the difference for the defense. There's Capo! The Dragon strikes again! And this is just interesting where this has happened now 4 times in a row where you see Goats go, we will charge in, and Spyweek does, that's fine. They get an early pickoff, and they immediately turn the table. So this has just been the script over and over again.
Oh, Sid's going to have Rally this time to make him more tanky to actually make this push work out. Also, a Shatter out of Gator. He's been hitting some great shots. The problem is, the easy thing is he can speed past the shield and do exactly that.
Better Earth Shatter coming in here from the offense, followed up by the grab when you gotta be sure you invest all your ultimates, I suppose. That's gonna force Spyweek back. Capo doesn't really have a chance to let loose the Dragon. Yeah, no, that was not gonna happen there.
That's the downside to having a stationary shield and having a team who has speed against you. He can run straight past that shield and shatter you and caught, I think, 4, maybe even 5 with that one. So they will get the first point. It took them a long time, but again, once they got the shatter, that's all they really needed.
However, a lot of time was burnt off the clock. They only have 3.5 minutes to get through second, and you think about just time, it's going to take a minute to get that even near the end of second, even if everything goes right. So Spyweek, looking at a bit of an edge right now as they take the high ground.
I'm actually kind of surprised they're still using the Orisa, though, instead of like a Winston to switch things up to get high ground back. And they're still running on the Reinhardt on the other side, so they're still looking to use this big push battle to kill anyone that drops down to the low ground. But Capo's sitting there, Leaf is sitting there doing so much work. Kalush isn't able to go up there by himself to stop this damage from coming down, from raining from above.
Gator shield gonna get broken. Waifu bringing on the heat. The whole hog just juggles Gator into the side. Not quite able to finish him off, but Gator actually gets with the fire strike. Goats being awfully resilient here on the ground, surprisingly so. Even with the Kimbo down, you see Sid going in a little bit deeper. Now, the defense does give it the Transcendence, but it's a little bit weird. Pizza even didn't have that many people there with him when he did that. Sid's just pounding away with the Rocket Flail here, and the Goats still might take this fight.
I think they will. Ooh, the Dragon Strike coming through. Takes down Gator, gets caught, unfortunately, at the wrong place at the wrong time. Or right time, I guess, if you're Capo. And they actually will hold this. Wow, yeah. They probably shouldn't have, but that Transcendence at bottom time.
The Transcend, even though it wasn't great for getting kills, you're right, it bought time, and more than anything else, it gave the time for Capo to get positioned and drop the Dragon Strike, which certainly caught them a bit off guard.
Again, I don't know how I feel with the Orisa here, but more importantly, I don't know how I feel about the Goats, not running a comp that can take high ground. It's just Kalush sitting up there by himself, and they don't have the healing to keep him alive. Leafa should be able to get so much free damage off from the high ground that he's going to have another tire in this fight.
Goats holding the low ground right now, and you're right, they have to worry about the tire, but Shushui out of the fight, 5-on-5. Again, Pizza Team, an early Transcendence. Gator is having none of it, drops the Shatter, and brings JKW on that long ride. This means it's up to Leafa. Tire up, tire under assault. Kalush having none of that, rejecting the tire right in its mode, and the Goats now keeping this payload moving forward. They should be able to get second.
You know what's weird is that Goats are winning off of one ultimate and one ultimate alone. It seems it's Gator Shatters. It's just like they don't have anything to stop it. Again, there's no Reinhardt counter out of Shushui, so he can't block it himself. I mean, it would be almost a waste at this rate to go Reinhardt because you're about to have bongos, and because they can run past your shield anyways. But when you have the ability to maintain higher ground with Capo and Leafa, I don't see how you lose that fight.
It's very difficult to lose in that situation. I mean, it's to your point, right? You're landing quality shatters. It's a big swing in the fight every few moments. But speaking of bongos, superchargers to be corrupt here from Shushui. A dragon getting boosted from that on the other side. High damage dragons in play. Shushui gonna drop on down as Spyweek tries to stabilize here on the payload, but it's more back and forth I think they would care for. Gator mode, reckless abandon dives on in. That's a signal reset.
Yeah, you can't charge as Reinhardt when they have a Hanzo and a Zenyatta together. Even, I mean, it makes it worse when they have a Brigitte. But there's no Brigitte, not just yet. I'm actually kind of surprised they didn't want to go for Brigitte here, especially when they have this kind of bursty composition. If you like hook someone, even if you hook someone in, even if it's a diva, you're gonna instantly kill them when you stun them.
You know, I know what you're doing. It's making me hungry, and I also want to call Brigitte, but I'm not gonna do it. As Waifu, oh, pulls Sit out of the sky off of the other knockback. Brigida out of the fight. He's going to take a long ride down, though. And speaking of ults, it's Gator with another shatter, but this time Demon was there. Transcend, keeping him alive in the middle of it. Dragon's going to make a little bit of space, but the offensive defense at a stalemate right now. Both sides fairly drained. Waifu off the flank comes in with the whole hog. This is going to buy a little bit more time for the defense. Gets the hook, and oh man, it's a bloodbath.
Tire coming through, and Tire gets blocked out. Sid actually blocks it with his shield. The Tire gets nothing. Leafa's going to drop down the defending side. It might not be able to defend this anymore. Bye week have fallen, and the payload's still moving. ×3, son. ×3, son. You might have been able to finish this off.
They need a touch of payload and charge from Sit. Going to get rid of the Reinhardt on the other side. The
oh my god, they're doing this.
Up. Everyone is falling. Meanwhile, the defense just desperately struggling to stay on the point. It's rocket flails everywhere as Sit continues to lay down the pain, takes down the Doom Fist, and that should be it. Goats finish out Dorado with a little bit of time left in the bank.
3v6. Damn. They fought 3v6 there and still won the fight in the end and bought time for Kimba to come back on Moira and the rest of the team to reinforce. I don't know what's going on. Bye week had such a strong first point hold. They had such a good read into what to do against the comp they were faced with. But Gator, this man comes fighting back with shatters time and time again. Like, his shatters alone got them those first 2 points. And then at the end, it was all pretty much was a Wavy and Sit working together with the Zarya and the Brigitte to really make that final push go.
Nothing else. Gator knew how to pound the ground with that hammer, knocking people down along with them for that ride. And now I expect to see a bit of a change up here coming in from bye week. I'd be a little bit surprised if they open up the Orisa, though, again, not unprecedented. They still could do that, where they'd probably be hoping for the halt to do a little bit more work, have the hog backing up. And no, I actually think they might be running with this.
All right, so
Jason, you got to stop talking about outflexing people in Twitch chat. I see what you're doing right now. I think she could probably outbench you. It's kind of like
she can't. Like, I know for a fact she can't. It's not possible. It's just not possible.
Twitch chat, tell Jason that she could outbench him. It doesn't matter if it's true or not.
We've got to stop the payload.
Whoa. Please don't. You had my back earlier with the May thing.
They had your back at the May thing, but they're a fickle beast.
Yeah, that's true. I really hope we don't see. Really hope we don't see like this aggressive kind of hold again. Sorry, my game keeps all tapping right now. We're good. I'm back. We're good. They're trying to. I don't know. They're holding super aggressive. They're trying to maybe force a fight off the bat. No.
Well, this is almost old school Dorado heavy dive defense. I don't know if it's gonna work out. We do see Shirshoy though swapping to the Rhine, so this makes a little more sense with what they're running. But yeah, I think the goats are gonna go for it. I think they're gonna drop on down, say hello, and they might get Brigida in the process. Gator gonna lead the way. Heavy cleave coming out here from the Winston Fire. Gets hooked on in, barely able to escape. Turns the corner. Gator's still alive, but the defense here pretty wounded for the attempt.
And they're stalling though. They're actually keeping this payload away. The problem is if they lose a fight later on, like right when they get to this bend, then they could almost just guarantee say goodbye to the first point. Klu's gonna get hooked in, but he will get away. Akimbo's finally able to heal and do more damage because the payload has gotten further. And Sit and Wavy chime in to get the first 2 kills.
And Gator gonna fall. The problem that Brigida presents, not only is she pretty good against flankers, she's pretty good at punishing a Winston as well. But hey, Resurrection comes in because enough space was made, and this aggressive defense, so harder to pull off, working out right now for the goats as they have a Dragon Blade built up.
Oh, that Dragon Blade can do some serious work. I mean, the thing is they have to come out and they come right into it. There we go. Blade comes out, looks for the first frag, and that should be a guaranteed kill. Even gets the reflect dash away. Only 1 kill, yes, but 1 kill can sometimes be enough.
Well, 1 kill is okay, but the problem is when you're trading out as a defense here and your spawns are way far back, it's a little bit harder. But there's a Graviton. Not going to be able to get out of that one. Enough damage coming out here. Wavy actually still alive, dashing on through. Pretty risky, and no. He's going to fall to the Kamehameha of Pizza Demon in the moment. Probably spending a lot of time just trying to get to the courtyard.
1.5 minutes already, yeah. That's going to be a shout out to Shirshoy just to only catch Akimbo, and he will fall. But again, that's a high priority target that you do kill there. Take with Discord Orb, you take away any potential chance for a Transcendence to come into this first point hold now. And there we go. The rally comes in at Alifa. Gets them extra tanky, and I think at this rate you almost have to give up this point. I don't think they can take this. They don't have not even close to any ultimates to take this back.
It's going to be a hard sell trying to get back in here at the moment. I mean, do you really want to challenge this with Ralia? Yeah, no, yeah, I guess we're going to do it. But by the way, it's not just Rally, it's a Sound Berry. Could not be a more well-protected team. Nothing you're really going to do as a Tracer in that moment. But, all right, Wavy pulls out the blade. It's a bold move. Gets a Lucio, gets stunned. Still alive, oddly enough. So, Goat's buying some time, but it's just too much health to actually go through.
Yeah, and not to mention the Rally, the armor is super effective against Tracer's damage and Genji's damage. So they might have to switch things up. Yeah, Wavy going over to Zarya now. Sit going over to Brigitte. And Kluge gonna get hooked in, but yeah, he'll be fine. He'll be able to get away from this one. Akimba's gonna have Transcendence, so they actually could maybe force a fight. Most likely, though, he's gonna be saving this for the Graviton surges coming through.
By the way, I just want you to know, Chad agrees, she can outbench you. That's just...
They didn't even know she was a she.
It doesn't matter, Jason. But also, it's about Capo. Oh, that grab was eaten on the side. Capo, unable to finish things out. It's going to be Kaluge once more, being a hungry diva. Earth Shadow, though, dropped by Sheershoi, trying to make up the difference. They get sit as a result, and Pete's team finishes what Sheershoi starts. Still a winnable fight for bye week.
It is, but Wavy's on high energy. The problem is he needs to be healed up here. Finally, Kim is going to come in to give us some help, but he eventually will fall. I think that's going to be bye week. Maybe transition to second point, because they've been actually pushing the payload the entire time that fight was happening.
They're making good time here, and that's the thing, is that you can lose a fight well, or you can lose a fight not so well, and unfortunately for Goats, they did not lose that fight particularly well, which means bye week now.
Ooh.
Working with more momentum. Whole hog coming up, they're just going to try to crack the shield immediately.
If they can stall, Wavy's going to have a grab. He's at 90%. That's going to be them actually getting grabbed. He's going to have his own now up. They get a big kill. Graviton comes down. He catches on to 3. The Shatter. It wasn't there to get it because he used it before, but they get the kills nonetheless. He's able to swing through, and Wavy again at max energy. Oh, that was very close.
It was close, but that's what you needed as a defense there, where you need to come in the clutch in that particular fight. You needed to take that where it was on the edge. Now you've bought yourself a whole lot of time, where now it could take another fight or two just for the offense to get through. And of course, if Goats are able to take this map, that would be the series. It's bye week, fighting for their very lives. 2 minutes left.
Yeah, they got time. I think they'll be fine. Sure, gonna have Shatter up as well in just a few seconds. Just be careful of the... Well, you see they catch a Kimbo in the Shatter, and they should be fine. That's a great charge out of Gator, though.
High energy for Wavy, looking for a little bit more. Sound Barrier up for the offense, but Sheershoi, because he died early, it's very difficult for them to do anything with it. Barrier amounts to nothing as the Goats hold firm.
This is pretty gross, by the way, because Wavy's at 80% on another grab. Kappa's only at 50%. He's actually pushed up to get aggressive here, just looking for some extra energy. Maybe looking for some extra ult percent. Because if they get another grab, like that's another 30 seconds or more wasted off the clock. Sheershoi, your one opportunity here. You need to hit a fat Shatter.
He's looking for it. This is really do or die destiny for Sheershoi. Knocks down one on the other side, takes it for the ride, right against the wall, but there's the grab shot for the defense. Kaluge is there, the self-destruct on the other side, and it's just too much to bear. Bye week, thrown off the point, and Jason, they're gonna be down to their final fight.
And then there's a Shadow to compete without a Gator, which you can hide in so many different angles. I'd actually like to see him go Graveyard here, and right when they run past him, just lay down the hammer, lay down the smackdown on him, because the payload's already fallen back so far.
That can be a good thing, though, to a degree, as it means at the very least they can get on the payload without overcommitting too much. It's a more winnable location, but man, is it going to be tough, as Gator does have that Earth Shatter in the back.
All right, well now look for Gator. They actually ready. They switch up the composition. They have a Far, so it's gonna be a lot harder to actually knock them down because they don't technically need to put any of their DPS or really any of those supports on the low ground. It's just gonna be their tanks. It's just gonna be Sheershoi who jumps across the ravine, try and dismantle. Well, I don't know, just trying to take high ground, trying to actually push Akimbo out of a position. And there's the Shatter coming down and catches 3.
Gator's reliable. Just goes in, says, I'll grab 2, drops the hammer, gets some, moves on in, swings it against Sunyata's Omnic Skull. And actually ends up falling towards the very end, but the damage certainly has been done. The Goats able to hold on here. Bye week might have to say goodbye, Jason. 2 seconds left. Waifu knocked out of the sky. And the Goats continue climbing that mountain.
Yeah, bye week. They almost made the run back, the gaunt in through this lower bracket. I mean, they started off today. Started off yesterday losing to Karasuno, only getting to play that one match. Then they beat No Cut 2-0, they beat Grizzly 2-0, and like you said, they did unfortunately fall to the farm animals of Goats. But that means we have a rematch of our first match from yesterday. It's going to be Envision up against Goats, and that was a 2-0 affair for Envision.
That was also not a very close affair. That was Envision just going, ha, you think you deserve to play in the same Overwatch game as us? Yeah, actually, we're going to finish this in 15 minutes and go do something else. I mean, that was a very lopsided match, but the Goats have definitely been playing better today, so if there's any chance of the Goats deciding to come back and go, actually, let's just do a redo, we can do quite better, maybe it would happen today.
Yeah, and I don't know. Goats definitely look better than yesterday, so I'll give them that. But Envision, I mean, they've had time to warm up. They've had their warm up scrims. I'm assuming they are ready to go for this match. They've been watching. Obviously, Goats played now 3 matches in a row, 3 matches over today. So they know of this 3-3 comp that they've been running, and they know probably how to actually counter it. So Goats have, I think, a very tough time winning this match.
It'll be interesting. Certainly Envision is favored, but guys, we're going to go to a quick break because biological needs are a thing. When we come back, will Goats be able to get the revenge against Envision? We'll see what happens after the break.